Welcome. Oh, this ice out my mouth. I'm not sounding like a fool.
We can share this, by the way. And if you want to wear these to hear yourself talk, then go ahead. But
I won't. Okay. Welcome to the first ever. What am I gonna call this? Okay, here we go.
the Lazy Podcast.
That's what is the official name, but I have.
Oh,
Welcome to Lazy Kid Entertainment's Among Us, a lazy podcast. Is that name too long, Brennan?
no. I think it's lazy enough, but not too lazy.
Okay, I think the video title would just be Among Us, a lazy podcast.
I think 5 words is the perfect amount because you're not being too... Also, and it's not like it's just... Yeah, we're being lazy because also, like, most of it isn't even playing Among Us, so...
Listen, we will pull of Birds of Prey and call it Among Us.
We're
and the
1 minute in
fantabulous-
and we're mentioning Birds of Prey already, and I really thought we weren't going to have to do that ever.
It's going to be called Among Us and the fantabulous emancipation of one lazy kid. That's me. I'm Lazy Kid, guys. No, I brought up Birds of Prey so I could do that seamless transition, Brennan.
And Abraham Lincoln is our next guest on the podcast with that fucking name. Jesus.
Listen.
Oh my god.
Lazy name from a lazy kid. This podcast is probably just going to be a bunch of gameplay footage of Among Us. We're going to play a game at the end. I will have that time stamped if that's what you're here for. But until then, we're going to discuss some entertainment news. I'm going to give a real in-depth review of The Boys Season 2. Now, Brennan, what did you think of The Boys Season 2?
I thought it was something I've never seen before, ever.
Oh, you've never seen The Boys Season 2. Did
And
you
wh-
watch Season 1?
And what I mean by that is I've literally never seen it.
You haven't seen either season?
I've never seen it.
Have you heard
no.
of the graphic novel by, I don't know who, I think Garth Ennis.
By Sapphire?
No. The Boys, based off the novel Push by Sapphire. Honestly, again, that's actually a better joke. Among Us, a podcast based off the novel Push by Lazy Kid. Well, we have our intro,
It's not
folks.
by Sapphire.
Wait, no, fuck that bitch.
It's a cover of the book.
Okay, so we have a lot to go into, but first, I don't know if you've noticed, Brennan, but we're living in the year 2020.
Right.
That is the current date.
I barely noticed, to
Oh,
be
yeah.
completely honest.
It's had a pretty big impact. For me specifically, because I don't know if you've noticed, but we've known each other for a long time. The people who are
Yeah.
listening to this have no clue. But
Yeah.
our first friendship date, was we went to see Iron Man 3 all the way back in 2013.
Yeah,
and I have not stopped seeing movies since then.
Right.
Except for this year.
Right.
It's been rough.
And not by choice.
Well, yeah, absolutely not by choice, because I've actually seen 5.
Yeah, right.
But we won't talk about New Mutants.
Right.
But 2020's been rough.
It
And
has.
most of all on us theater lovers. The rest of the year was padded out with all of the movies at the beginning of the year thought that they were going to delay.
Right.
Turns out you can't delay and plan for a pandemic.
What?
Yeah. Who would have thought? A brief introduction.
Cut that
This
out.
is a lazy podcast. So this is not the Stanley Kubrick of
Right.
podcasts. This is more of Joss Whedon's Justice League or an M. Night Shyamalan of podcasts where you don't know where it's going to go. And sometimes they might CGI in a mustache, but for sure, everything is the first take.
Wait, okay, you actually know what movie actually perfectly describes this podcast?
Which one?
Hubie Halloween.
Oh, well, we're not there yet. We'll get there.
Cut
we have
that
a
out.
surprise review of Adam Sandler's newest cinematic masterpiece, Hubie's Halloween, coming up later, so stick around. Anyway, back to the thing that I've failed at segueing into. We're going to talk about all of the movies that were supposed to come out this year that are now not coming out this year.
But epically failed,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So the first one we have to talk about is Free Guy, which they had just had a trailer come out this week. It's basically Ryan Reynolds in a game of Grand Theft Auto, starring who is in it? Cannonball from New Mutants.
Oh. And of course you know that.
No, it's not him actually. It's the other boy from Stranger Things. It's Joe Keery. starring Steve from Stranger Things.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds, Lil Rel Howery, and Taika Waititi. You watched this trailer. What did you think of it?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna sound like a fucking cynic, I guess. But when I see trailers for movies that are like that, when they're just like, it's just the same. Like, it's gonna happen. Like just, oh my gosh, he gains consciousness and he has to be a good guy, and like seeing Alex Trebek in a movie trailer, I didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest. They tried and I didn't like it.
See, the thing of that is, you have to assume that whole film was basically shot on a green screen or a blue screen. So like
Right.
none of the backgrounds are real; they're all CGI.
Right.
But everything in that trailer looks like it takes place within the same like 3 or 4 scenes. So either they're holding back like some really good stuff, or
Right.
it's like Ready Player One Part 2, and it's hugely disappointing. And just
Was that disappointing?
a bit of news that we don't have to get into. The sequel book released its plot synopsis this week or last week or whenever we're recording this or listening to it, or if the lazy kid himself ever edits this.
Which isn't even a guarantee at this point.
No, this is not the first time we've tried to record a podcast, you and I. There's one from March of 2019 where we talked about 2018. If we ever get to the point where this is making us money, I might release that so you guys can hear what we sound like pre-corona.
Bonus episode. So much happier. Not
really.
Depressed. But yeah, we were talking about 2018, which I mean is, I guess.
Ugh, what a terrible year for my life.
Yeah, it was fine.
Anywho, Free Guy is still set to come out on December 11th. It was originally supposed to come out in July, but they're still sticking to their guns.
Right.
They're free. Oh, it's not called Free Guns. There's a lot of guns in the trailers. I thought I was gonna work in a pun. Doesn't work. Skip? Would you skip it? I think that's how we're gonna do this. Skip it or see it.
Oh, I think if you drug me to it, like most movies that I've seen in theaters, I think I would go and I'd probably enjoy it. But I don't think, like, if I see it on Netflix and they're trying to shove it down my throat, I would just be like, no, I'm not watching it.
See, I'm gonna skip it and wait for it to go to Hulu.
Well, I figured it would just go straight.
It would go to
or.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
Are theaters open right now?
No. Yes.
Okay.
But nothing's playing. They're playing old movies, and they're playing Tenet, and allegedly New Mutants is still in theaters. I couldn't conceive how. No. But the theaters, Regal Cinemas announced this week that they're closing down for the rest of the year because James Bond said no. No Time to Die, and no time for this movie to be released. No Time to Die is the name of the new James Bond movie.
Yeah, that was
good. So they said that, and then all the theaters said, "There's no time for us to be open either."
Right.
And the movie viewing audience just has no time to go see films in theaters, so the rest of the studios said, you know what, 2021 seems like a corona-free year. Spoiler alert, it's probably not.
It's not going to.
It's probably going to look a lot like 2020, but with a lot more irritability.
It sounds like a fucking digestive tract issue. A lot more irritability. You're going to be way gassier in 2021.
All right, so the next film you have personal investment in.
Sure.
Black Widow.
Oh.
Your
I'm
girl
excited.
is the only way I could drag you to those Avengers movies is finally getting her own movie.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. Skip it.
It's going to be bad.
I
mean,
not
even
say
though I
that.
love her so much, it's not going to be worth my time. And I had a cutout of this bitch.
Yeah,
so
I know. I bought it.
I'm-
It looks like it'll be better than Captain Marvel. And okay.
Captain Marvel was terrible, though.
Fuck, yeah, it was really bad. And I was really about to bash on Wonder Woman. I don't hate female superheroes.
I thought Wonder Woman was good,
okay.
though.
It's okay. It's better than what we've gotten before as far as female superheroes.
Right.
And it's a great step in the right direction. It could be better. I don't think the sequel, which is the next one we're going to talk about, look at that segue. Wonder Woman 1984
Bruh.
is still scheduled for December 25th. It's the last
Christmas
major
Day.
motion. Yeah.
And it's going to happen.
We'll see.
How can you continue production on a movie right now?
This was supposed to come out in November of 2019. This movie has been done.
Oh, so they just got to
been
post-prod.
They got
shit.
postponed to July of last year, and then July of this year, and then Corona happened, so then they moved
Right.
it to October 4th. and not to date this podcast, but that has since passed. So they moved
Barely,
it to
though.
December 25th, and then the rest of the film said we're going to 2021. So the question is, will Wonder Woman be the only movie in theaters this Christmas, or will they wait till the next year?
We will never know.
Either way, I don't care. And it's not that they're girls. I love females kicking ass. Listen, Birds of Prey, I saw 4 times in theaters and bought it on DVD and Blu-ray. I love that film. I love girls kicking ass. I love Black Widow. She was always my favorite Avenger.
Of course.
And Wonder Woman is the best part of the DC cinematic universe.
Absolutely.
Those solo films, however,
Whack.
I don't know. I haven't seen Black Widow yet. It could be dope, but I think that it's not that the film's not going to be dope. It's just Marvel has a formula.
Yeah, and I personally think Black Widow, I think it would be great for them to break their mold of plot formula for Black Widow, because I think Black Widow would be a really interesting, like, darker movie. You know?
Yeah, I think so too. Like if you got like a really good someone who did like a good spy movie to
Right.
do that, but what they're superheroing it, which is fine, but
we're tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, you are. I'm not. I'll see Black Widow. I'm going to. Let this be said. I will see all of these movies opening night.
Right,
Like in theaters, they will get my money. I'll probably love them, but from the trailers, Black Widow looks specifically generic as far as Marvel movies goes. It looks like a cut and paste. It looks like the Winter Soldier of.
I was gonna say it looks like
Yeah.
Captain America, which is, I guess, fine if it holds up to that standard. That's fine. But
We hope. Wonder Woman looks semi-interesting. It's just that universe is falling apart. So she's like she and Aquaman are the last 2 dying strands of a dying universe. And Aquaman has the luxury of being like, I wasn't in Batman versus Superman, and they're remaking Justice League, so everything that I've done is kind of standalone. Wonder Woman has to fit a continuity. So that makes everything up until that continuity I don't give a fuck about. Like, yeah. I'm not super invested in, because I know she's not going to die.
Right.
I know the world's not going to end. I know that things are going to be more or less the same. There's absolutely no stakes for this prequel. Right. And that might just be meta movie knowledge, but I just know that it can't get that deep. And also, I know that they're probably going to, spoiler alert, have to kill Chris Pine. And I hate watching Chris Pine. You know who else would hate to watch Chris Pine die? Your mom.
My mom
Yeah.
would absolutely. I can't even tell her that I know about that might even happen, even if it's not even a guarantee. I can't tell her. Okay, I have an idea. For all the movies that we've talked about, we should guess what their Rotten Tomatoes scores is going to be.
Going to be?
Yeah.
Okay, we can go back.
I think. What was our first one?
Free Guy. I think Free Guy is gonna get because it's a video game movie, and a video game movie based off an actual video game has not crossed 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right. How was Wreck-It Ralph? Actually, a movie I actually
there
watched.
We go. So that's the bar it's based off of against. I've never seen it, either of them.
I watched. Well, yeah, I saw the first one.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm. It is actually. I thought it was.
Wreck-It Ralph probably has like a 70-80%. Like that's.
I think this movie will probably get like a 65.
65? I'm
70.
saying right 70.
You think under that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Then I'll stick with 65 because you know more than
Absolutely.
I do.
Because if it were something that was going to get high reviews, they would have. I don't know. I think this is a movie that they're going to try and make money off of because it looks pretty and it's fun. So it doesn't seem like the type of movie that's critically acclaimed. Otherwise, I don't think they'd have a problem with putting it on Disney Plus like they're doing with Soul, which is our next movie. But we also have to go back.
Right.
Clear transition. And
right.
where my mind is going. Black Widow will have an 88%.
Holy shit.
86.
Yeah, all the horny Rotten Tomatoes reviewers.
Marvel usually
you think it's actually going to be a good movie?
Marvel usually doesn't go below 60. Marvel lately hasn't gone below 75. I hope it's good because for all the time we've waited.
Right.
I'm going to run through some of these because Wonder Woman 1984 is going to get a 72.
Okay.
What do you think?
I was going to say 70. Yeah.
Okay. Soul will be on Disney streaming. It's foregone its theatrical release for a streaming as well, which was kind of what Pixar did with their last film, which was Onward. They put that out in theaters like 2 weeks before the pandemic kicked into gear and then moved it straight to Disney Plus.
Okay.
What are you saw the Soul trailer? What are your thoughts for that movie?
I liked that one.
You did?
I think that one is going to be really cool.
Okay.
I think so. I also...
So it's by the same directors as Inside Out.
Yeah, that's what... Yeah.
And that was the whole vibe that I got.
Yeah, literally the characters look the same. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get into some horror movies.
Yay.
Candyman, Antlers, and...
I need to catch up. I've never heard of any of these.
And Spiral have all been really delayed. Spiral is the reboot / sequel / new Saw movie starring Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
Chris Rock.
They delayed that a year. Antlers is a horror movie that is now being produced by Disney. That one got shelved.
Disney?
Well, Disney bought Fox. It was a Fox movie.
Gotcha.
That one got shelved. A Quiet Place Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
They really had hopes back in March when that was supposed to come out that we were going to see it in September.
Well, they probably finished that movie.
Oh, it's absolutely finished. It's ready to go. I think it was the weekend where everything decided that the theater shut down was the weekend Quiet Place was supposed to release.
You liked that first one, right?
Oh my god! When I tell you that I literally cried when they said A Quiet Place has been delayed to September. Like I was in March, I wasn't gonna wait 5 months.
Yeah,
I was like,
right.
Fuck you and fuck Corona.
This world is literally going to be. They should release it so that we know what the fuck we're doing when this literally turns into fucking that universe.
Seems like the movie that they should put on a streaming service,
yeah,
right?
It does, especially for Halloween. I feel like they make so much money off of
Like, even if it's a VOD, because, like, Mulan did that, and they were charging $30 a pop.
Christ.
What else is coming? Oh, A Quiet Place. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm giving that 100% personal.
Nice.
IMDb Rotten Tomatoes score. I don't care what any critics say. It's a perfect film, and I haven't even seen it.
I think it'll get close to 100 on... Because what did...
The first one got, like, in the high 80s, low 90s.
Yeah, I figured. I think that's one of the best 21st century horror movies ever.
The director of not Ant-Man. Ooh, he almost did Ant-Man. But the director of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and Hot Fuzz and those other Shaun of the Dead at World's End. Edgar Wright. I don't know why I didn't just say his name.
You could have said that.
He has a new movie coming out called Last Night in Soho. It's a horror movie that has been delayed. I'm just saying as many of the ones that people might care about.
Right.
No Time to Die, the James Bond movie, has been officially delayed until April 2021. Mila Jovovich's video game movie Monster Hunters has been delayed again.
Again?
Yeah. Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh my god.
Delayed. We were supposed to have that. Well, we weren't supposed to have it yet, but November 20th. Fast and the Furious 9 was the first movie to get a full year delay.
That is a horror movie.
That was the second time I cried.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, no, I want my Fast and the Furious.
So it's not Dwayne anymore, right? He's not in those movies.
Dwayne's not in the main series at this point. I assume because Vin Diesel said that they were supposed to do Fast 9 this year, and next year is going to be Fast 10. Because of Corona, he's saying that they're going to do 11.
Oh my
or split the 10th one into 2 movies. And they said they're going into space into this one. Michelle Rodriguez doesn't go to space, but Vin Diesel, I'm assuming, goes into space in this one.
Holy shit, dude. I have to watch this one. Oh my fucking god. My idol Vin Diesel going into space and kicking ass.
Your Cuban idol, Vin Diesel, going into space, fighting off against his Cuban brother, John Cena.
Oh my god.
Now, I don't know if you understood. I was questioning the Cuban in that sense because if you've ever seen John Cena,
he's very white.
The least Cuban man on this planet.
But for the purpose of we need 2 Cubans to fight in space. For absolutely no reason.
That's not the purpose. Who's buff like The Rock, but doesn't hate Vin Diesel like The Rock?
Yeah, John Cena. Mm-hmm. Sure. So, yeah.
I would have gone Dave Bautista. I don't know why they didn't go. Dave Bautista could play Cuban.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's buff, former wrestler, exact same. I guess.
Damn.
They needed someone. His brother had to have hair. There's too many bald people in that franchise. We have Tyrese.
They've become bald because of the franchise. The franchise has made them bald.
See, but that doesn't make sense because they're all getting paid exorbitant amount of money. Is there a male character with hair? I think sometimes Luda has hair. But Tyrese is bald as fuck. Vin Diesel is bald as fuck. The Rock is bald as fuck. Jason Statham is bald as fuck. They should shave Charlize and Helen Mirren.
Oh my god. Just have them beat the shit out of each other in space.
The
Holy
new Jurassic
shit.
World. Nothing.
Oh, probably fine. Is it still Chris Pratt?
Yes, Chris Pratt,
Yeah,
but
it'll
they
be
brought
okay.
back the official full cast of like the first two.
Oh, well then probably fine. I only watched the first one, so
Jurassic World or Jurassic Park?
World and Park.
Have you seen Fallen Kingdom?
No.
Okay.
I've seen the first 3 and then the first new one with Pratt. That's
Okay,
about it.
so we get some musicals. In the Heights, which
Holy
is Lin-Manuel Miranda of Hamilton fame.
I'm sure that'll be great.
I'm so excited. We get Venom, the sequel to Venom, which you have not seen. Yeah.
Will
I have a
they
lot of
do a
words on it.
musical rendition of Eminem's Venom, which was featured?
Ooh, you know what? And that's the worst song that I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is very bad.
But if Tom Hardy were to sing it in that movie, I'd be down.
Oh,
Venom.
God. Can you imagine? I
Yeah.
can't even do an impression of that.
Yeah, and that was mine. You want one? You got one?
How does Tom Holland talk? He's
Tom Hardy, not Tom Holland.
Oh.
Tom Holland? No, yeah. I don't know why they put their 2 Spider-Man characters as the Tom H's.
Tom's against each other.
Not against each other. They're separate universes until next year, which is our second news story. Because screw the rest of these movies that got delayed.
Right.
Halloween Kills, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Dune, Jungle Cruise,
Dune.
Minions: The Rise of Gru. Did you know there was another Minions movie coming out?
The Rise of Groot.
Well, it's
has
been
risen.
delayed. It's a prequel to the first Despicable Me. It's when the Minions meet Gru. Although I thought that they met him in the first Minions movie. I don't
Groot's-
know. It made $1 billion and I didn't see
Oh my
it.
god. Groot's resurrection has been postponed.
He hasn't died. West Side Story.
Bruh.
It's another musical. And okay, so some 2021 and 2022 movies have been delayed. We're not at all talking about them,
No.
except for 2. The Batman, just to cry a tear because it's a whole year
Okay.
after when we were promised to see Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Oh yeah. There's a trailer for that Batman, right?
Fantastic.
It was really good. Yeah, I remember that. briefly,
And then
vaguely.
Avatar 2.
What?
Yes. So I don't know if you guys remember because it's been, let's see, almost 13 fucking years. But back in
God
2009, you remember when we weren't even in the 10s yet, but 2009,
Yes.
back when 3D movies were the phase and the rad and
Right,
whatever the
right.
fuck the phrase would be for that.
The
But,
rad.
Yeah. And Avatar came out and became the highest grossing film of all time. And I can't explain it because it's fine. It looks great.
Yeah.
But overall, fine.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, let's see where it goes. And then a decade passes. In 2019, I'm like, well, James Cameron said he was going to make 4 of these.
Right. He promised.
But
But it
filming
happened.
didn't start until October of 2019.
Really?
10 years.
What
it
was
took
he
him
doing?
10 years. He's apparently
Is he going
progressing
down into the
technology. Yeah,
ocean
oh, of course. Of course.
in the challenge.
You mean the man who spends his free time staring at the actual wreckage of the Titanic? Of course he had to find a way to film
Right.
all of this CGI shit
Right,
underwater.
of course.
No, but the second one is completely underwater, and
Is it actually?
who cares? But it's not.
I mean,
So,
whatever.
listen, it was supposed to come out this year,
Right.
and then they said next year.
Right.
Now they're saying 2023.
I can't wait that long.
I won't.
I refuse. I'm just going to live in a world where Avatar doesn't exist.
All right, for our next story, we have a bit of Marvel news. Brennan, have you seen Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3?
As a matter of fact, I absolutely have.
With Sir Tobey Maguire. Let's
I-
not give him a sir. I
Sir.
hear he's kind of an asshole.
Mr.
Yeah.
Well,
With a Tobey Maguire.
right.
Not even the...
One Toby.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's more than one. And
Yeah,
I'm sure that
hopefully.
there's another person named Tobey Maguire that's a better person and better actor than Tobey Maguire.
Ooh,
So we're just going to go
Burn.
with a Tobey Maguire.
got him. Okay, so the rumor has it
Oh,
he's back as Spider-Man
my God.
in Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2.
Are you
Brennan,
serious?
what are your thoughts? Before you answer that question, I just want to let you know that before any negative things you have to say about this, Doctor Strange 2 is being directed by your favorite director, the guy who made the remake of The Evil Dead.
Oh.
Do you remember when you loved the fuck out of that movie?
I still do.
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Raimi.
The guy who made the first three Spider-Man movies is doing another superhero movie. And
I wonder
bringing
if
back the arguably worst Spider-Man.
I wonder if Raimi has deepfake technology down so that maybe he can like put someone else's face on
Tobey
Maguire's face.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So maybe like Tobey Maguire can do all of his like really stupid antics where he's like, walking around like an idiot, coward like, how he usually does. And then maybe
I think it'll ruin Peter Parker for me.
Raimi can put like, I don't know.
Because Peter Parker's in my top 5 most bangable comic book characters.
Comic book characters, absolutely right.
Yeah.
But,
and Tom Holland is absolutely like...
Yeah, he's of course.
Keeping that title running strong.
Right. Sure.
When Tobey Maguire was Peter Parker, I was like, ew.
That just made it bad.
I will never tattoo this on my body.
Oh, of course not. Well, so is this for sure?
No. See, here's the fun thing. You didn't see The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I didn't.
Where Jamie Foxx was Electro.
Holy shit.
Yes.
I should probably see that.
They just recast him as Electro.
Again.
But that was when Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man. That wasn't Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland. It was Andrew Garfield. And Jamie Foxx was the villain. Now, Doctor Strange 2 is multiverses. So, here's a fun thing that we're going to talk about.
We're going to just use Doctor Strange to just like basically give us an excuse to just
it's a fuck you to continuity.
Right.
But
and because they want Jamie Foxx on again.
Allegedly, they're casting a whole bunch of cameos for alternate casting choices for people who we were going to get as like the Avengers.
Right.
So rumors for the Avengers were like John Krasinski was originally Captain America.
Of course.
Tom Cruise in the 90s was Iron Man. The guy who plays Loki was originally going to be like Thor. We have there's a whole bunch of different people that they could just bring. Emily Blunt was the original Black Widow. Was signed for Black Widow.
Oh, so these are like actually the people that were like going to be the characters.
These were like the front runners. We don't know if these are the people.
Why? Oh, they just like shit happened basically.
Just John Krasinski's story that he tells is that he was in this Captain America suit and he saw Chris Hemsworth walk by and was just so impressed with Chris Hemsworth. He was like, I can't do this. Like he just felt inadequate.
He just looked with those dreamy eyes and he was like, I can't.
And this is pre like Jack John Krasinski.
Right.
I don't think we'll get Krasinski Cap.
That would be pretty
because
cool.
I think the fans want him and Emily to be Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman.
Jesus Christ, can we not do that?
The Fantastic Four.
Can we just act like Fantastic Four never happened?
No, that's what this whole Doctor Strange thing is about. Marvel now owns Fantastic Four and X-Men, and they need a gimmicky way to bring it in. I hope you love Benedict Cumberbatch. Because he will be in all of your Marvel movies. I will put money on it that he's going to bring in, and this is how they're going to bring back ScarJo, by the way. I'm calling it right now. Benedict Cumberbatch is going to do this, and y'all can't see it, but I'm doing the magic hand waving.
Right.
And Scarlett Johansson's going to be like, walk out of a portal. So what did I miss?
Holy shit.
Or
everyone gets up. Fucking freaks out.
I'll do it. I'm saying right now that's a stupid idea and I'll hate it, but I will scream and cry and cheer the second it happens.
Oh my god.
So what are your thoughts about Toby coming back?
I think that's fucking hilarious. And I honestly think that it's like so funny that I'm not even upset about it because I swear to God, if I see Tobey Maguire on the silver screen
in the Spider-Man costume next to Tom Holland,
I will watch and I will pay attention and I will love every second of it.
Now, do you think, like, I don't like the Tom Holland of it all because he's a perfect embodiment of it. I think that if you were going to do an alternate version of that the Andrew Garfield version is so opposite how Tom Holland is playing it that would be your choice. But Andrew Garfield is an Academy nominated actor.
Right.
And Tobey Maguire, the last thing I saw him in live, Great Gatsby 2013.
No.
The last movie that I know of that he was in.
Who was he in that
Boss
movie?
Baby.
Jesus Christ.
He's like the main
He's
not Gatsby,
Baby?
but he's the bitch friend in Gatsby.
He is. He was a voice in Boss Baby.
He's the dad in Boss Baby, I think.
He's a dad.
Yeah.
He should be the baby.
I like Alec Baldwin better than Toby.
Oh wait, no, the baby's ironically supposed to be like the deep voiced one. So
Correct.
actually, yeah, that makes sense.
So
Wow.
that was our second topic. Now into our third one. The
Wait.
Boys.
Yeah, okay.
The Boys Season 2 premiered this season. It feels like it just started,
You
and
could
that's
say-
because it basically just did.
Also, you could say that the boys are back in town.
You could,
You could say.
but that'd be really cheesy. And
So
that's
we
not what
won't
we
say
do
it.
here. That's lazier than lazy kid entertainment, you know?
It's not even entertainment. It's just not funny.
Yeah, that's just not. That's bad.
It's bad.
Anyway, The Boys is an Amazon original series based off the graphic novel by, I want to say Garth Ennis, but if I'm wrong, I'll just record myself saying the correct name later. It's produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. The second season consists of 6 episodes. Brennan, what did you think? Oh wait.
Psych.
No. So I'm going to briefly run this down, and I might do a longer video about this if anyone truly cares, but I'm going to do a brief non-spoiler segment, then I'm going to say spoilers, and we'll have time coded in the bottom when we move on to the next segment.
Right.
So non-spoilers. This season was really good. It was a great continuation of where we left off with the first season. I think there was a lot of characters that grew, and I think there was a lot of characters that rightfully stepped back from just being too much. I think Huey, we got a lot of Huey in the first season, and we didn't need all of that, especially since they didn't, spoilers for the comics, they give him superpowers really quick in that, and they don't do that. And they said that they're not going to, which is unfortunate, because I don't know how many different ways they can write themselves out of situations with the evil Justice League. But I think we got a lot less Huey, and that was good because we got a lot more character development for Frenchie, and even Billy Butcher got a lot more backstory, and we get it. With the changes that they've made from the comic book to the show, I think that Billy Butcher is more of a person as opposed to a force of nature, which in the comic he seems like a force of nature who's here to stop the soups that he doesn't agree with, and we're given a reason why he's doing that in the comics, and we're told that that's the justification for all of his behaviors. In the show, we don't have the same reason, so his behaviors are harder to justify, but it does a good job of making him not cross too many lines and feel also human. Going over the rest of the main characters, Homelander's back in a big way. New character Stormfront, played by Aya Cash. I don't know. Brennan, have you seen You're the Worst?
No.
It's a really good show. You should watch it. It's on Hulu and FX.
Okay, I'll add that to my fucking 162 show and movie queue.
Well, I'm glad you're considering it.
It's on.
Anyway, she plays a racist superhero. That might be a spoiler. Because you don't, I guess, if you're
I already
listening
know
to
now.
this app, not you. I don't give a
Oh,
fuck
yeah,
about
okay.
spoiling. You chose not to watch it.
Right.
If you're listening to this, I assume you know what The Boys is. And you know probably what Stormfront is in the comics. But she's not necessarily the nicest type of lady. I think that portrayal of her is really good, making her kind of like, not to get political, but a Tangerine era kind of incel baiting social media mogul who really gets the I forget what direction is it, the far north really riled up, because you know how the north just get riled up.
They do.
Yeah. Let's see. Starlight we get a little bit less of, but in a good way. She has grown as a character in so much that she isn't just shying away and trying to impress anybody or prove anything to anyone. She's just kind of being the bad bitch that she's come to realize that she is. The rest of the boys, we get a little bit of development for. Like, Frenchie gets an episode. Kamiko gets an episode. Kamiko's my favorite character overall. She's such a badass. The 7, we get a really fun side story with the Deep and A-Train. And Maeve is probably the most fleshed out character this season, especially in comparison to where she was last season. Are you getting any of this, Brennan?
Absolutely. I'm
Okay.
writing notes.
'Cause
And
you know Queen Maeve, right? Your
course,
favorite. She's
yeah.
absolutely she's your girlfriend,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
She
we're dating.
in the first season she was just kind of a woman who was also there. and just basically did whatever the men told her to because she was afraid. Even though she's portrayed as potentially just as strong as them,
Right.
but she's still afraid.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
she's scared because, I mean, obviously, like, based on the show that I watched, I mean, like,
Yeah,
she's
you get it.
clearly
Yeah.
very scared of just
I'm
coming out of her shell and just, like, she doesn't want to, like, the men, I mean, stereotypically, like, yeah, it's going to happen. Like, men are just going to, like, make you feel like shit sometimes, and, like, she's trying to, like, just break out of her shell, but they keep on pushing her down, and she's like, come on, like,
What an in-depth analysis of Starlight, because that's who that's describing, and that's where I'm going to edit that thing in for. But also, yeah, sure. I don't know how much I want to get into without spoilers.
Right.
I'd say this season was overall one of the greatest seasons of television. I think it's really suspenseful. I think it has just enough action. I think the first 3 episodes alone are enough to get even a non-fan hooked on the show.
Oh.
I think the acting is phenomenal. I think every twist and turn is earned and worthy. I think the humor is well timed and well placed, and I think the gore is just disgusting but fantastic.
But in a good way, yeah, sure.
Maybe less sex next season.
Oh, you are asking for less sex in a season?
Mm-hmm. I thought I wanted to see what superheroes fucking looked like.
But you don't.
It's kind of unimpressive. No, it's not that I don't. It's just maybe do it
Right.
more dynamically. I assume that that's the most painful thing to shoot.
Well, also, it's like, if you're a superhero, you're probably not focusing your time and energy and being good at having sex.
Well,
You have too much to worry about.
in this universe, Brennan, you'd be surprised because they don't have anything else to do.
Yeah,
All
I guess
the
horniness
problems-
kind of transcends all problems.
Yeah, no, but like all of the problems they have are self-inflicted problems, and we'll get into it in spoilers, which starts right now. Hey, Lazy Kid here with your first ever Lazy Edit. This is where I'm talking to you, the audience, from the future, but, well, I guess it's still the past, isn't it? Because you're listening to this. Well, so hello to the future. I'm in the past, but further in the future than when they were recording this. And I'm not going to get into the spoilers of The Boys. I think I'm going to make a separate video of that because #content. They don't know that this is happening. So if the next part sounds like they just had a whole conversation about The Boys that included spoilers and stuff, just ignore it. They didn't have that conversation. Anyway, bye.
Nice.
Now, Brennan, are you ready? The moment nobody was waiting for.
Holy shit.
Not the Among Us gameplay that we've been
No.
dragging along, but our review of Adam Sandler's and Netflix's Hubie Halloween.
Holy shit, we fucking made it.
Now, I made the mistake. We made the mistake of not recording just our live as we watched it thoughts. Because now that it's been like 2 hours since we
I
watched
forgot
that,
all of it.
I don't.
What even was the movie about? I don't
Okay,
even
so
remember.
here, real quick. I didn't finish the movie.
Right.
It's bad, guys. It's real bad. It's not good. There's not. We
it's
counted
real bad.
3 jokes, not 3 good jokes, but 3 things that could be considered as jokes.
A joke.
There's a whole lot of Adam Sandler getting shit thrown at him and riding on a bicycle and other stuff, and him
And
flying
having his
and
upper
stuff.
lip over his bottom lip
Oh
and
my
talking.
gosh, yeah. I don't like the R word, so we were not going to use.
No, we're
the
not
R
going.
word,
I wasn't even going to use the R word.
but I'll use a different R word, radio. And that's what it was. You said it's Waterboy.
It's Waterboy.
I've
It's
never
a
been.
watered down Waterboy that I wish I had never seen. I wish I had not ever seen it ever.
But what about the cast, Brendan? Did the cast do anything for
Cast
you?
is fantastic because
Were
Kevin
they fantastic
James,
in this movie, or
Kevin
were they
James was
fantastic in other things?
unrecognizable, which, to be fair, for me is fine. And I don't like Adam Sandler now because I don't know what he's doing to himself. However, I did like to see Lavelle Crawford. He's one of my favorite comedians, and I think he's funny just because he's funny as a person. But everything else, like
There's
I
a lot
said,
of good bit characters, like
Yeah,
Lavelle Crawford, and I'm not gonna name his wife right now because I'll get her name wrong. But you know who she is. You'll see her, and especially if you're black, you'll know who this lady is. And they have such a fun chemistry that you wish that it was just them causing problems for Kevin James as the mulleted and heavy bearded cop of this terrible town.
Right.
See, I was going to go into this when I was thinking, like, let's do a real review. The original plan was that I was going to tell Brennan that he had to watch this movie. And I wasn't going to do it because I watched 2 seasons of The Boys, and that's enough work for a lazy kid. But Brendan tried to trick me into watching this movie again, and I got about 15 minutes farther than I had the first time.
And we got to a point where Rob Schneider and Kevin James are friends.
No, not Rob Schneider. Not Kevin
Rob
James.
Schneider and
Steve Buscemi. Another unnecessary Steve Buscemi role. Oh, my Lord. I'm not mad at it because I love seeing the guy just have a good time. And I think a lot of these people just like making movies.
Yeah. They just like being on the silver screen.
But the death in Adam Sandler's eyes under every
so
line.
sad.
Like, as he's delivering these radio-esque Forrest Gumpian lines, you just, like, there's no life behind them. Like, even in, like, I'm trying to think, like, the last live-action Adam Sandler movie I watched willingly.
I feel so bad for him. Yeah, keep thinking.
Like, Grown-Ups. Like, Grown-Ups aren't great, but he's having a great time making those. Like, you can tell, like, and that's what it's funnier is because he's having a good time. He's not enjoying this.
Right.
And he's not even the one actually getting stuff thrown at him. One thing I'll say is that a lot of the stunts in this movie are, like,
it's kind of funny.
Well done comedy stunts.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you exactly where the frame is that it's the stunt double, or if it's even a CGI Adam Sandler on a bike, or what is going on. But it's done. That's the only thing I can say about it.
Right.
I don't know. Is there much? There's a Harley Quinn joke where
that's probably the funniest.
I don't even know if I want to spoil that because, like I said, there's not much.
Funny.
If you're watching this, there's not much for you to look forward to.
Right.
So I'm not going to spoil that joke. There's a Harley Quinn joke that's like.
There's nothing else for you to watch.
But it's really like it's contrived. A lot of
course.
Every situation that he gets into in this movie doesn't end. It's like,
right.
Oh, I'm at a party and I'm going to bust up a bunch of high school aged kids just having a barnyard Halloween party. And it's not like he stopped. Nobody in that party is doing anything. So, like, that's the scene. That's one of the scenes where it's like, oh, this is a kid's movie. This is just a family movie for kids.
Right.
And then that cuts immediately to a semi-inappropriate conversation amongst adults where it's like, this can't be for kids because they're talking about sex and all sorts of inappropriate shit. Like, there's a moment where a cat has, like, really wide bug eyes and, like, makes a cartoon face, and you think, oh, it's
for the 12-year-olds watching.
That's going to get from the Disney crowd.
And then right after that, a nun shows up and talks about being hella horny.
Yeah, she says, I'm asexual, but that made me hella horny, which isn't a funny line.
It's not funny.
Not well delivered.
No.
Doesn't make sense.
Robotically delivered.
Poor.
Not comical in any way. And also, like, unsavory.
Unsavory, and the scene that came before it, there was nothing sexual or horny about it. It was really just Julie Bowen having a rock hard boner for Adam Sandler, despite him being as more radio than Cuba Gooding Jr. could ever hope to be.
Which is funny because he tried really hard. Radio did.
Yeah. He absolutely tried. The point of that movie is trying.
Right, of course. And try they did. And try they.
No, I can't say the same thing for Hubie's or Hugh Hefner's Dead-Ass Skank Party, which would be a better title and a better movie.
Hugh Hefner's Barnyard Animal Party. Oh, my God.
Better titles. The one good thing about this movie is that it seems that it's it doesn't seem that it's directly dedicated to Cameron Boyce. But again, I didn't finish the movie. I learned that from Wikipedia afterwards because this movie's really unbearable. You get about, I want to say in 2 hours.
Hour 45.
Hour 45?
The only reason I know is because I looked because I was like, are we halfway through? I want to be done.
The 30-minute mark is when it's a perfect time for a bathroom break, and it's also...
And then your Xbox just turns off.
Yeah, you just make that hard decision. Do I continue watching this, or do I just...
It's not really a hard decision.
Stop. No, it's not. Do you have any more thoughts on Hubie's Halloween?
I think I actually lost the parts of my brain that connect movies to my long-term memory.
We were watching this 2 hours ago.
And it was literally today.
It was like not even 2 hours ago. And I just tried to watch it the first time 2 days ago. So like,
it's It's there.
I could probably quote at least half the dialogue off of New Mutants and most of the dialogue from Birds of Prey right now. I've seen New Mutants once and Birds of Prey a million times, but not for like 5 months. Absolutely not.
A healthy amount of time.
Oh my gosh. Hubie's Halloween is... We need to find our rating system for this podcast. It's the first guest. Let's do it.
Okay.
Thumbs down, thumbs up. That's too basic.
Yeah.
Numbers get too complicated. Would you bang this movie? That's what we're going to do.
That works.
Yeah,
and then we
would
have
you
to
bang-
like give characteristics and qualities about it that we would enjoy.
What would make you bang this movie?
Right,
would you
right.
bang this film?
And if not, what would make you want to bang this
I wouldn't
movie?
bag this movie.
I would.
I would not throw a bag over its head and just have my fun with it.
Oh my god.
This movie, listen, if this movie, I'm trying to think of something that I've seen that I hate more than this. The Last Airbender by M. Night Shyamalan. The Happening by M. Night Shyamalan. Glass by M. Night Shyamalan.
I fondly remember Glass.
Did you see it?
I think so. Oh, I saw the first one.
You saw Split, the second one.
Oh, Split was good though, I thought.
Yes.
And Glass was bad?
Correct. Really bad.
It's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Really bad. Maybe we should watch that next.
Actually, no. Because here we go. Actually, Glass is a good comparison. No, it's
Okay.
not. Because I just remembered I don't have fucking expectations for anything Adam Sandler does. I guess the only thing of note of this is that this is not the revenge movie he's promised us for not getting that Oscar nomination for Uncut Gems.
Right.
Also.
Which is sad because it's really bad.
Here's the thing. If I were to recommend this or Uncut Gems, I'd say this.
Why?
Because Uncut Gems it's a better movie
Right.
in every way, shape, or form.
Of course.
It's just a lot harder to watch.
Also, will it ruin your terrible standards of Adam Sandler and make you think that he's going to top
it'll
it?
really I don't know if it'll make you like him. He's annoying as fuck in it.
Right, he yells a lot.
But here's the thing about that movie. It's really hard to watch, and this one's really easy to watch, and it's
Right.
even easier to shut off.
Right.
So, Brennan, would you bang this movie?
I would not.
No?
I know that might be surprising. Not at all, but I would never, ever. I'm pretty selective, though, with both of these analogies, with
both
movies
films
and
sexual partners.
Sexual partners.
Well, that makes one of us.
Now
the real moment that we've all been waiting for. Brennan and I are gonna get into a little Among Us.
Yes.
We're like an hour in. Hopefully, I can cut like 30 minutes out this bitch.
We will absolutely be able to.
You say that, and then I'm gonna be an hour into editing, or 3 hours into editing, and being like,
I can't
only
take
like
it.
10 minutes left, and I'll be
Yeah.
like, you've edited 5 minutes of this.
Oh my god, I can help too if you want me to.
It's so irritating. But we're gonna take a break, and then
Yeah.
when we come back, it's gonna be Among Us.
Yeah,
We'll
for
have
sure.
the time stamped.
Yeah.
And we'll have a brief introduction for those of you who are just enjoying that. Sneaky.
Yeah, except I just got hacked. Oh my god, my phone's about to explode. Okay. I'm clearing the game and restarting it classic.
Cool. All right, you guys, we're on round 2, and it's me and Dildo and Gamer Girl.
What's your code again?
Am I recording?
Yeah.
I mean, my screen.
Oh, are you recording? Should I get...
I didn't get that whole round, so it's fine.
Let me get an app. Let me get an app really quick, a screen record app, because I want to see if it works. I don't
All
know
right,
this one.
we're
don't-
waiting now.
Don't get screen record.
Oh shit, this would absolutely make more sense to record these separately, because then we'd have our individual timestamps for the videos.
Right. Absolutely would.
I'm probably just gonna head out now.
That's fine, yeah, because you're just going to get on when you get home.
Yeah, I'll just get on when I get home.
Works for me. I'll just be sitting on my fat ass.
Okay, and here we are for the long-awaited Among Us gameplay. I'm here with Ass Clerk, a.k.a. Brennan, and we have special guest Val Seizures.
Holy shit. Best intro I've ever heard.
Okay, so Val's not actually going to play with us, but Ass Clerk and I are going to take on some of the posers in a public match. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
so we are in a lobby. Brennan, let's not spoil our positions. Oh, fuck. This
Sure.
one's going really fast.
God, it's too fast, dude.
Well, I guess it's task time.
I literally can't even control this shit.
That's exactly what an imposter would say.
Yeah, Brennan. I mean,
I guess
ass
it's
clerk.
task time. I'm talking about you, idiot.
Oh.
Ooh.
I've been
Ooh.
sussed by
Here's the
someone
thing.
who's...
If I'm trying not to say your name, I'm gonna call you more names.
You can't call me lazy kid? That's not, like, an easy thing to do?
No, because that's not the first thing I think of. First, I think of idiot, and then I think of lazy. But I've already called you idiot. So.
Damn.
Okay, well then just think about me twice. I'll appreciate... So, Val Seizures, you know how you said, that sounds like something an imposter would say?
Yeah.
And I sussed that it was ass clerk over here. I was just murked and the game was lost because of ass clerk.
Hey, Lazy Kid here. One last lazy edit. After that game, we played a few more games, but the audio was kind of fuzzy, even more than that last one. So I'm going to fix those up and put them out as separate gameplay videos so you guys have some content to watch until next week's episode. I think I'm going to try and drop these on Thursdays. But anyway, in the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe and have a great day.